Howdy and welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. We are on day 2 of the December event. And it's been chaos. So I didn't record much yesterday because the car was having heating issues in the morning. The same ones I've been dealing with. Engine coolant temp spikes. And then in the afternoon I was giving a lot of rides. So they had people signing up to go for hot laps and stuff. So did a lot of rides. And I think we made some fans of the American Mustang here. So that's good. Because of the heating issue, we got no chance at... we have no chance at setting a new personal best. Just between the tires wearing down and the heating issues, I just can't get a full lap in attack mode before the car gets a little mad at me. What's weird about it is what it's doing is it's just the coolant temp goes way up real quick and then it goes away again. And if I'm full throttle down the back straightaway where there's a lot of air movement, engine cools right down and the coolant temps drop like 40 degrees. But when I'm going through the S's and I don't have that much airflow going through the front of into the radiator and stuff, it overheats and spikes up those 40 degrees. It's a very bizarre experience. Changed thermostat, radiator cap, technically an expansion tank cap. Also changed the expansion tank, and I increased the hose size of my bypass, my cooler heater core bypass. Still tons of issues. It's been very weird. Wow, this is a full run group. I'm probably not going to be too happy that we're out here. The other thing I noticed is something I took apart in the dash. So when I pulled the dash apart last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, I ripped a bunch of crap out of the dash, anything electrical, and something in there, or anything that was electrical that doesn't deal with the gauge, the ability to start the car, that type of stuff. And for whatever reason, the car now will not show me tire pressure. So I have no idea what's causing it. It's really, really bizarre. Alright, I'll do a lap walkthrough while we're still heating up and we got no traffic. Alright, so when the car's hot, I usually brake about 125 for the front, go way deep, cut in hard, get the power down, get the car straight. When the tires are hot, bleed out, skip that first set of bumps, cut in tight, get up on this curbing, make the straightest shot for the S's I can. So first 2 should be straight, brake tap, straight, brake tap, over the curb. Go wide a little bit, bleed out, brake tap, get back on power. Unfortunately, that didn't last very long. But I go way out and I get way up on this curb here. Now that they've added that bump, I try to stay off of it. Full throttle through here when traction and traffic allows. Continue doing the lap. Full throttle on the way down the track. Looks like we got a car off track on the side here, a Lotus, so gonna take this nice and slow. I think they're gonna black flag us for that because of his placement. Alright, just to finish up the lap, go wide here, kiss the curbing on the inside. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Try to get up on this curbing again. Straight shot for in here. Clip this inside curbing, bleed out, make this a nice round hook, get in tight, unwind, throttle power, shift before the bridge so we're not too high on the RPMs, bleed out, try not to use any steering to steer the car, add throttle or remove throttle as you need to adjust, go just wide enough to miss those really big bumps, come back tight over here, little tiny brake tap depending on speed, get up on that curbing. Take an interesting point by apparently. Late brake, about 125. Get on the brakes hard. Get back up on this curbing. Watch people take weird lines. Out for a Sunday drive. Get up on this curbing, make this straight. So you go full throttle through here, and then when done right, you just brake tap, turn in, and stay back on full throttle till this turn. Going a little wider than normal since I got that point by. Brake early there just because I want him to see where I'm braking and want him brake lights so he responds to those correctly. When you pass someone like that at a high speed, I recommend braking a little early but gently so that the people can see what your braking zone is and they don't ram into you thinking that you can brake harder than you really can. Learned that mistake a few times. Tires are getting hot, so we should be able to carry some momentum here. Late brake for turn 1, 125-ish. Car has monstrous stopping power now. Alright, let's hit the S's at maximum speed. I'll show you what I'm doing here. So, full throttle. Steer for the first one, make 1 and 2 straight. Brake tap just so you don't have too much. That's a 4-wheel drift at, the third one. Can't remember the name of the turn, but that's a 4-wheel drift. See if we can make it at the 100 marker. If the brakes aren't hot, I can usually brake at the 100 marker. When the brakes are hot, I'm typically at the 125. Braking early since these guys are jockeying. See if we can finally get a clean entry into 20. Probably not. Alright, brake. About 75 out. This car carries a lot of speed through there on a hot lap, so. I love this car and its brakes. You can gain on people so much easier. Dang it. Thought he was gonna give me that one. That's our shorty session. This car blows my mind. Oh, engine oil temps at that kind of abuse, and it's 237 degrees. Damn, that FP350S oil cooler is nuts. Now if we can just lower water temps more, we're still running too high. Weirdly, the car didn't yell at me that session at all for heat. Then again, I wasn't really pushing it for full laps at a time. So maybe I'm just lucky, but we'll see. Either way though, the car seems to be doing well. The new front splitter, so if you follow me on Instagram or anything like that, you'll see that I posted a photo of a wood splitter I made to replace the APR and OEM R splitter that I had on because they didn't really work well together. And I was able to reduce weight, so by putting just one piece of plywood instead of, both of those splitters on glued together, I lost 10 pounds of weight on the nose, which is really nice. And it's bigger. And it's working. It's crazy. I mean, when I was talking about braking at the 100 back there, the 125 up there, and the 150 on the back straightaway, I couldn't do that before. Not to that extent. The car's so sucked down and landed. So it's so stable and glued to the ground in the straights. The suspension, unfortunately, is still too soft for the aero and all that kind of stuff, which is why you shouldn't do aero before you do suspension. But it's still too soft, so the car wafts around a little bit too much. And when you really high lateral load it, or really load it with a lateral, well, I can't really say this today. When you put a bunch of weight on the outside tires and you're loading them laterally, I don't think I'm using this right. But more or less, when you turn really, really hard, and the car's fighting for grip because all the load is on the outside two tires, you can feel it kind of shift a little bit, like not nearly as bad or as a stock car, but that was interesting. But yeah, not nearly as bad as a stock car, but still enough that it's not very fun. You can definitely feel because of the fact that it doesn't squash down and settle so well, you can really feel the and then you can feel the tires giving up a little bit, not a lot, it's not insane, but just enough to be causing some challenges for you. Coilovers will be a very welcome addition to this car.